Hey, dear fellow Heroes of Might and Magic fans. In this video, we will take a look at the scoring system in Heroes of Might and Magic 3, and I will challenge the claim that achieving perfect score within the constraints of the game mechanics is not possible, and that the only way to do so is to edit the score value using Hex Editor. First, let us take a look at how the game calculates the final score. This is the formula that the game uses. It starts with 200 points. This value is then increased by 25 if you beat all enemies and another 25 if you dig up the Grail artifact. Now let's focus at this fraction right here in the middle. The fraction is deducted from the base score. It therefore calculates the score penalty based on your performance in the game. The numerator is the number of days it took you to complete the map plus 10. The denominator is the number of towns under your control when the game ends plus 5. Using this formula you get a base score, which is then multiplied depending on the difficulty setting, ranging from 0.8 for 80% difficulty to 2 for 200% difficulty. If the score was calculated using floating point variables and no rounding was applied, the maximum achievable value would therefore be 499.9, repeating. The common misconception is that the base score value is always rounded down to the closest integer. This fraction, as it is, will always give a positive number greater than 0. Therefore, theoretically, there should always be some score deduction. In this fraction, however small, if it's deducted, the base score then should be rounded down to 249 before the difficulty multiplier application. I have tested this extensively and I can confirm that rounding down indeed does occur. But it is not the base score value that's rounded down. It is this fraction right here. If this fraction is less than 1 by any amount, it will get rounded down to 0 and the maximum possible score of 500 is awarded. To prove this, I've created a custom map where I start with 7 towns and I've placed the Grail in a location that is known to me. Because it is not possible to place a player-controlled hero on top of the Grail, the game will take 2 turns. On the first turn, I will move the hero on top of the artifact. On the second turn, I will dig up the artifact and proceed to kill the enemy. Now, if we substitute the values into the fraction right here, the numerator will equal to 12. The number of days will be 2 plus 10. The denominator will equal to 13. The number of towns under my control, which is 7, plus 1 that I conquer on the last day, plus 5. This fraction will therefore equal to 0.92 and change. It will get rounded down to 0 and no performance penalty will be applied to the score. Now let's go into the game. I'm running a Heroes 3 Complete Edition. I purchased it on GOG. If you want to replicate this for yourself, go ahead. This is the map I've created and we will set the difficulty to 200%. Here you can see I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 castles. I will move my hero into position and end the turn. Dig up the Grail artifact and proceed to kill the enemy. I have made this hero slightly overpowered, so this fight shouldn't be too challenging. Even though, oh, thank you, Morel, I will say just one turn. Oh, wow, that was lucky. Now, as you can see, there you go, maximum score 500. Perfect score. Needless to say, achieving perfect score on a random map is next to impossible because the luck required to get a suitable map is astronomical. I have calculated that to feasibly achieve the perfect score on random map, you need to get a map on which you are not just able to dig up the grail and kill your enemy very fast on 200% difficulty, but also have to conquer 5 towns plus 1 extra town for every turn you take. Now, I have a final tip for you. If you want to impress/confuse your friends or family, remember, any map created in the level editor can be renamed to random map. I have shown my high score table to my wife. She hasn't talked to me since. Now, I could not care less about any likes or subscribes, but if you have anything interesting, any insight, idea, even constructive criticism, please do let me know in the comments. Thank you for your attention. Take care.